OtisWho. Music.
Family, family, family. Woo, did I miss you? Boy, did I miss you. I got something to talk about today. My heart is heavy. I'm mad as. Listen, okay. I'm rambling. Let me just calm down. We all been through this, what we're about to discuss. We all been through it. And I have a very important question for you. For real. No joke. Because I know I can't be the only one that have this thought process. I'm hoping I'm not, but we're going to find out. Let's talk. Thanks for joining the OtisWho podcast. First of all, this particular episode is brought to you by Leonard's Barber College. They're located on 4974 Natural Bridge Avenue. Their phone number is 382-3000. They are one of the best barber colleges here in the St. Louis metropolitan area. They've been around for a long time. African American owned. Actually, I hate that term, but we'll discuss that later. I digress. But getting back to what I was saying, please check them out. They've been around for a long time. They're putting out hot barbers out here in these streets. All entrepreneurs trying to get in their own shops, build their own situation. Love it. Again, you have a platform, I will be shouting you out. So, with that being said, let's jump right into the topic of the day. One of my random thoughts. Okay. Let me put you in a situation. You at work, you chilling, or you at home, relaxing. And you get a phone call that your significant other, female, whether it's your girlfriend, your wife, your niece, your aunt, your grandmother, your mother, your cousin who's a female, or your best friend. It doesn't matter. You get the phone call that say, hey, excuse my French, I just got my ass beat by this dude. Whether it's your boyfriend or whatever the situation. You got that phone call. I have a question for you. Before your emotions get to flying off the handle and you want to go grab that thing or you want to make that phone call or whatever, do you ask the question, what did you do? What did you do? Is that wrong to feel that way, that you have to ask that question before you make a move to react? Is it wrong? Let's be real with ourselves. You get that phone call. Some man just put his hand on a woman that you care greatly about. Does that first question come to your head? Well, what did you do? Is that wrong? This is my position on it because I'm torn. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I am torn. I can't admit that. You have to know the female that's in that situation, I would think. You have to know their history, I would think. Now, if you get the phone call and you know that the young lady who's calling you, you know her disposition. She doesn't, you don't even know her to even react that way, to put her hands or to even raise her voice, to get out of character. She's just as sweet as she want to be. You know that about her. You've been knowing her for a while. You know her. And you get the phone call that somebody put their hands on her. Now, that situation and you know what's up with the person that called, okay, react, do what needs to be done. We'll talk about those actions later. But what if it's a young lady that has a questionable past? And what I mean by that is, you know, she got a mouth on her. You know that when she talks to the opposite sex and they have an argument or whatever the situation may be, she likes to go toe to toe, doesn't acknowledge the space, the common area space that you know you cross too far. You all up in my face, just spit all in here. Come on now. You know you crossing them boundaries, and you just like to just antagonize. Not making excuses. None whatsoever. But you know that woman. We all know her. We all know her. Still doesn't make it right for a man to put his hands on a woman. Doesn't make it right. I wasn't brought up that way. Don't believe in it. That's crazy to me. First of all, you're not a man. But I digress. Let's stay on topic for a second. If you know that woman has a history or a reputation of, I'm not taking no from nobody, period. And you know she a little, a little rowdy. She can straight go there. We all know her. But you get a phone call. Do you ask yourself, well, what did you do? Is that wrong to ask that first? I don't think it is. Now, it makes me feel bad that I have to ask that first before I decide what I'm going to do next. But I'm thinking that's common sense and the right thing to do, especially if you have an immediate family yourself, a significant other, a child. But you know you love your whole family. But you get that phone call. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They say if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. I use that analogy to say this. You have to have a certain standard, certain guidelines that you are willing to go out there and risk what you have here. Wife in my situation, a daughter, my mom's still here, my siblings still here. And you get that phone call from one of your female friends or a cousin or whatever, a female that you're close with. And their hands been put on them. But if that friend, that woman, that sister, whoever calling you, and you know that they have a questionable past that, hey, you known to be putting your hands on folks. Is that wrong to ask that question first before you go out and protect your family and your friends? Standing up for what's right? Or you just go out there and just go and react? I don't know. Family, this is bothering me. I don't know. Is that right? Don't believe in hitting a woman. Never touched a woman. Well, I take that back. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was young, though. I was what? I was in elementary school. No, let me stop lying. I think I was in middle school, sixth grade. And growing up on the west side of the city, I'm the oldest of 4. And this little girl, I was young myself, hit my sister. She came home crying, my baby sister. So I took it upon myself. I was little. I don't even feel right even discussing this and saying it. But I had to be real with you. I have to be. I was in the 6th grade. So I called myself going down the street, protecting my sister. I did something I regret to this day. I do. From that day on, let me back up a little bit. After I did that next day, as God is my witness, I went back down that street and I had to apologize. My mother, my grandmother, who we were living with at the time, didn't know that I had done that. Didn't know what they didn't know none of this. I took that upon myself to go down there because I knew in my heart that was wrong. I didn't even feel right. That's not cool. Didn't even feel right. And I was in the 6th, 7th grade. So I knew then that was wrong. And at that time, I don't even believe that, and I could be wrong. Subconsciously, I believe my grandmother and my mother raised us at that point that there's no hope. Hey, you don't put your hand on a woman or a female. I'm not sure if they told me that at that time, but even if they didn't, I knew within myself that was wrong. I knew that. So, with that being said, ever since then, I've never put my hand on a woman that way. Never. That's not cool to me. Now, I know a lot of men out there, personally, that, well, let me say, I won't say a lot, because that sounds bad. I know a few that think that's cool. It's not. I could say we're not friends, but I know of them. That ain't cool. I lose all respect for you. Granted, tying it back in, you women something else. Not all. No, not all. No. But you women something else. Don't get out the man's space and you like to antagonize. I'm not saying that you trust me, I'm not. But we all know who you women are, and you know who you are. You won't allow that man to walk away. You want to keep poking that bear. But some men just wrong as two left shoes. Let's call it out there too. Wrong as two left shoes. Don't know where they get that from. I don't know what's going on. Don't know. Don't know. I believe you have to use that E word on a regular basis. Empathize. Put yourself in people's shoes before you make that final decision. You might not never agree with them, but at least you should have some type of empathy of where they came from, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. That behavior started from somewhere. It derived from something. So I try to empathize. Don't agree. Try to empathize. Been with my wife since 1998. If I ever feel like I got to put my hands on my wife, if that thought even crossed my mind, I'm out the door. That's how I was raised. If I got to sit there and that thought, because you get the thought first. The reaction doesn't come first. The thought comes first. If I feel like I got to put my hands on you, I'm out the door. Period. Now, for those of you that know my wife, you know she's something else. That's my baby. She's something else. She got a mouth on her. Yes, I love it. That's one of the things that attracted me to her. She got a mouth on her. I love a strong-minded and strong-willed woman. Love it. My Mobites. I love it. But never to the point where I had to put my hands on her. Now, I wanted to grab her and I want to shake her a little bit. Never even did that. And I'm pretty sure she wanted to shake the shit out of me. But I never had the thought process of putting my hands on my wife. Or past girlfriends, for that matter. I just don't believe in that. So I can't put myself in the shoes of another man that does do that. But the question is, in certain situations, what made you hit her in the first place? And if I get the phone call, if you get the phone call that someone just put their hands on a woman, getting back to the question in hand, do you ask them or yourself, well, what did you do? I know I'm jumping all over the place a little bit. I'm sorry. These are just random thoughts. But it's toying with me. I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm kind of conflicted now because I'm not me personally going through a situation. I know someone's very close to me that's going through the situation, and we talked about this. We just recently talked about it. And he's at the point where he doesn't know what to do, because we like we saying, the young lady that this happened to, again, not to condone it, she has a history of not knowing when to walk away. She has a history of, I think I can knock your ass out. I don't care what gender you are. She has a history. Not saying it applied in this situation, but does that count as the thought process that you have to ask yourself? Especially if you have to get involved in that. I love hard. I love my family. I love hard. That's one of my downfalls. I love hard. Don't mess with my family. Don't. But I have certain family members, females, that I have to ask myself sometimes, okay, you calling me, I got your back. Baby girl, what? Instead of me saying, what did you do? What happened? Because ain't no turning back. What happened? I'm going to say that again. I got to ask you, what happened? Because there is no turning back. You have to ask the question. Am I wrong? Part of me saying, yeah, it doesn't matter. Part of me saying, no, you're not wrong, because you have other people that you have to be here and to take care of and keep living. But that situation has to be dealt with. I don't know. Random thoughts. Serious, but random. I need some help. This is a good topic to talk about amongst yourselves. Let me tie all this in by saying this. I know I'm jumping all over the place. It is what it is. I ramble a lot. Who was raised with this saying? If you are strong enough or bold enough, I say strong, I'm sorry, if you bold enough to get into a man's face and swing on him, expect to get hit back by that man. Who was raised that way? What mother or father told their daughters that if you're strong enough, or I'm sorry, let me get my words together. If you're bold enough to try to stand toe-to-toe with a man and you swing on him, expect to get swung back on. How do you feel about that? Now, there's exceptions to the rule with almost everything that you do in life. Almost. Is there an exception to that rule? How do you feel about that? There's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of people that we know that's in this situation. The little World Star videos and all that, YouTube videos where women are actually in men's faces going toe-to-toe. The guy is trying to walk away, but she's steady up there yapping. And then she did the most. Then she touched him. Now, even though that, now you know what? Now that I just said that, her just touching him shouldn't even deserve that type of response. Her touching, you know how they do. You girls you ladies like to poke and be all in the man's face and all that shit. Okay, but what about you women who think they got a right hook like Tyson, that like to swing on them? What about them? What do you do? These are just questions. I'm just asking. Just asking. I've been in those situations. Lady swing on me, I just walk away. Don't get me wrong. I'm mad as hell. I want to do something. But you a woman. I'm not about to turn around and hit you. Everybody looking and all that. Yes, I'm embarrassed and all that, but I'm not about to do that. I wasn't raised that way. I'm going to walk away. And if my sister happened to be around at the time, Yeah, all right. That's a whole nother story. I'm not. I shouldn't even say that. Yeah, I said it. Wow. I don't know, people. Random thoughts. Random thoughts. On that note, on that note, I got to use the bathroom. I'm about to go up to Starbucks right here on West Florissant and 270 and use the bathroom at Starbucks.
OtisWho. Music. OtisWho. Music.